Hello guys, welcome to Disney Dreamlight Valley. Today I want to talk about the camera tool. And I've been seeing a lot of comments lately. How do you do this, or how do you get this angle during some of my Dreamsnap submissions? And I'm starting to realize there's a lot of new people who potentially don't know the full possibilities of the camera tool in this game. And that could be the reason why there is so many selfies and outfit challenges, for example. I feel like the simplest answer to the question is because most people might not realize what else they can actually do with the camera. So this is going to be mostly beginner tutorial. I doubt most of the veterans will learn anything new here, but there's always a possibility. So keep watching. Maybe you'll learn something you didn't know. Today we're going to discover every single thing you can do with your camera and every very useful trick that you can do while doing your dream snaps. Let's get right into it. If you like these kinds of videos, don't forget to subscribe because we're trying to reach 30,000 subscribers. Let's go. So the camera tool. It can be used for so many things, but after addition of Dreamsnaps into Disney Dreamlight Valley, it's probably the most important thing that you can use it for, because literally this one tool is the only tool in your inventory that can actually generate you moonstones. No other tool is capable of it. So basically Dreamsnaps made the camera tool one of the most important tools in the game. It has a couple modes. So let me hide my camera here because my camera is hiding the camera UI right now. So as you can see on the left here, I have a bunch of controls. These are the controls for the keyboard. If I take my controller, they're going to switch to my controller buttons. These could be different depending on what device you play on. If you're on Switch, you're definitely going to have different letters, different controls. If you're on PC or on Xbox, on PlayStation, you're going to have different set of controls. So I'm going to basically... I have a PS5 controller, so my controls are PlayStation controls. If you don't play on PlayStation, once again, you might have different ones, but the principle is all the same. As far as I know, every single console has the same camera options, so all of the options we're gonna go through today should be available to you no matter what device you play on. So this is the simplest, basically the default mode that opens up when you first use the camera tool. From this mode, you can do a couple different gestures. You can do a couple different poses, which is pretty cool. You can change expressions. You can change filters. You can change frames. This is pretty self-explanatory. Basically, some of the filters could be pretty interesting in Dreamsnaps. That's not the most important part. The most important part is this is not the only mode that the camera allows. This one is good for... Well, I would honestly give you an advice from my experience. I have never seen a selfie do very well in Dreamsnaps, so I would never use selfie mode pretty much ever. No matter what the condition of the Dreamsnap is, I just don't think that you can make a high-quality Dreamsnap, in most cases, with a selfie mode. It has a lot of limitation. First limitation is that it's the character covers your entire screen, half of the screen. So whatever's going on behind it, you're not going to see much. Also, whatever's going on... oh, hello there. Whatever, you cannot show off your full outfit. So definitely do not use selfie mode in your outfit challenge. However, one benefit of selfie mode is that when you are in selfie mode and you have a villager behind you, they will start doing their poses. That's the only way, the only known way in the game to trigger character poses. So I would say in some furniture challenges, it might be worth it using the selfie mode just to make villagers do their photo pose. You can just ask them to reset it and you can snap something really cool like this. Basically, there is no other mode that will allow you to snap Vanellope in this pose. So one benefit of a selfie mode. Hello there. Oh, she looks like she is not having it. Anyway, Inside every mode, you can also change image format. And by format is pretty much the aspect ratio. If you press square, or at least for me it's square, for you, look at the left bottom corner and see which button corresponds to change image format. You can go... Basically, in this mode, you can rotate the camera using the right stick around your character, but your character will always remain in the same place relative to the camera. You can change image format, and there's 3 different image formats. This is the square format, this is the full screen format, and this is the narrow format. I don't know the actual names of them, but these 3 formats, basically, there's no particular advice about which format to use. I would just say if you do the wide photo, wide shot, and you feel like your photo just doesn't have too much stuff going on the sides, you should probably try a different mode. Try putting, like, for example, in this photo, there's just not much going on the sides, so I can just do this. And this way the photo is going to look way less empty. I have seen absolutely mind-blowing submissions in every image format. There is no rules. It all depends on submission. Just if you're struggling to fill out the area of the wide shot, just try rearranging the dream snap so you take a square shot. I would say vertical one is probably the least used because it just doesn't allow you to show off a lot of things going on around you. So I would say the most populars are going to be the square one or the full screen one. But you can use whichever fits your submission the most. Now, let's talk about the camera modes. This is the most important thing, and this is what I feel a lot of people... Why do we keep getting more and more people? We just keep collecting villagers. The camera mode is the one that a lot of people don't realize they can change. So this is the default camera mode, the selfie mode. Now if you click the triangle or whatever button actually corresponds to change the camera mode on the bottom left corner for you, just click that. And on the top right corner, you can see when you change the camera mode, it goes from selfie to full height mode. This is
starting to look
the second camera mode. And in this mode, you can actually go behind the character. The character will not rotate with the camera. The camera will float around the character. However, the character's eyes will try to follow the camera. This can be used to create some of the most incredible shots. For example, you cannot change also the distance between you and the character. So the character will always remain in this position. But as you can see, as I rotate, the character will try to twist their eyes and their head to try to look in the camera. And it could look pretty creepy from certain angles. But from behind, though, the character will just... You can choose basically whichever side their head turning. And this could make for some incredible shots. Now, before we do a comparison between the modes, let's talk about the final mode. Also, this mode allows you a little bit of an angle manipulation. You can go up and down with the right stick. You can also rotate. The character will follow the camera with their eyes. The final mode is, in my opinion, the most useful mode, and the mode that most people are not even aware exists. If you click triangle or whatever button changes the modes for you, one more time, you are going to go into the free style mode. Once again, I totally made up the names of these modes, but this mode is probably the most important one. In this mode, you can actually go anywhere you want with your camera. You can go... Basically, you do need touchscreen to utilize this mode properly. Okay, you need to... My controls on the left says I need to hold L2 and then use L to move... Okay, so you can move stuff even on the controller. Basically, just hold L2 and use left trigger to move camera. Or you can hold R2 and use right trigger to zoom in or zoom out. Basically, this camera mode allows you to go very far from your character and get some incredible cinematic angles. This camera mode has some limitations too, of course, because it does not allow you to take an angle from the eye level if you're far away. So you cannot go any lower, which is honestly so frustrating because sometimes you just... The angle that it offers you, like it just offers you angle from the top. Or if you want an angle from the bottom, you just gotta get your head cut off. It's a little bit annoying. Like, I cannot go any lower in this case. It's just a little bit annoying. But in this mode, the character will not follow the camera at all. You are free to move it anywhere you want. However, the character will also not do any of their posing animations in either full height mode or the free camera mode. It will only do its animations in selfie. But you can still use this mode for example, if you have some villagers trapped around you, they can still do their default animations and you can get some cool shots. So this mode allows you to do pretty much almost anything you want. You can get shots from behind. You can get shots through things. Like, for example, right here, I can make very cool shot looking at my character through, well, it's a very bad example of a cool shot. It looks pretty terrible. But, like, you can make very interesting shots, something like this. You can position your camera at any point in the world. I would say most of my submissions use this camera mode to get the shot done, because I feel like in Dreamsnaps having a unique angle is extremely important. It can help your photo stand out. You have control how far your character is, how close your character is. Oh god. Oh my god. I wish I didn't see that. Don't get too close. You can still do the same things as in the selfie mode. You can adjust your pose. Also, the full height mode and the free camera mode gives you an option to pose with your pet. As you can see, in selfie mode, the pet button is gone. But in other modes, you can have the pet near you. So you can do some super cool shots with your animal. And each animal has their own pose. You can even do this in the free mode. So you can have some absolutely incredible shots with a squirrel. You can have a top down if you ever wanted it with a squirrel. This looks kind of creepy, and Moana is just dancing on top of me. That is great. You can also adjust your expression, and as you see, it does reflect in their face. Eat the squirrel. Eat her. Okay. So yeah, this mode is probably going to be your bread and butter when it comes to Dreamsnaps because of the amount of freedom it allows you. And I hope they tweak it in some of the future updates to allow it even more flexibility. I don't see why I can't angle my camera even lower. It could have been so great for so many cool shots. But yeah, this is what it is. Now, one of the distinctions between the selfie modes, between the full height mode and the free mode, is that this mode does have certain focal distance, which means you are going to get the bokeh effect. That sounds too fancy. Basically, you're going to get the background blurred if you are in a full height mode, which could be used as a tool for certain shots. For example, a lot of times you could get the same shot using the full height mode, for example, like this. Or you could use the free camera mode, but see the difference. In this mode, look how nicely the background is blurred. However, when I switch to the free mode, even if I do the same shot, everything is going to be sharp. The background is going to be completely sharp. So in certain situations, actually having the full height mode and not a free mode can give you much more flattering photo, because it will make your character pop out and the background to nicely blur. And it's not only background. The foreground is going to blur as well. For example, if I stand in front of these plants, I know it's a weird photo, but bear with me. As you can see, I can do it like this, and you can see the this little corn here is actually nice and blurry. But if I go the same shot for the free mode, the corn is going to be extremely sharp. But I definitely have more control over it. But sometimes you want blur. Sometimes you want blur. Sometimes you want sharpness. Another important thing is hiding your UI. Before you take your final Dreamsnap, you need to make sure you can hide your UI. For me, it's basically the giant button on top of the controller. For you, it could be something else. If you click it, by the way, all the controls are on the bottom left, so you can always refer until you memorize what every single control does. And this allows you to basically see your photo. This is a good place to be in, where you are just waiting for things to align. For example, a villager to do certain animation, and you just want to snap in exactly right moment, and you want to make sure that you see every single corner of your image. So this way you can just wait. Unfortunately, when you do move anything, make any change, the UI pops back up. You have to hide it again, and then once you have absolutely perfect shot, you just snap it and you submit it. Now let's talk about a little bit about poses and about faces. There is only 3 poses in the game right now. These are the poses for free mode and for the full height mode. For the selfie mode, the poses are different. They basically just arm poses. They do come with the default expressions too, but you can actually change the expression. You can make any hand gesture look completely different. Like this one can be playful, it can be scary. Basically, the face animations and hand animations are completely separate. So even here, you can make this gesture look super happy or angry, or like there's a lot of combinations that you can do between the hand, like the body poses and face poses. But I hope they're going to introduce more poses into the game for sure. As is, you can express a lot of emotions with your body language, but there is still a lot that they can add, a lot of cool poses to help us with Dreamsnaps. I feel like I'm willing to bet a lot of moonstones that in the next update we're gonna get new poses, because it just doesn't make sense to only have 3 poses when the Dreamsnaps is pretty much right now the most popular feature in the game. We're gonna get more poses. It's gonna happen. I just have a feeling. Now let's talk about a few limitations that you have inside of your building if you want to do an indoor submission. For example, you will not be able to use a pet. There is just no way for you to use a pet photo, which is super annoying. I don't know why they don't allow pets inside. It's not like they can destroy anything. Like they would look so cute. I feel like this limitation just doesn't make any sense, but it is what it is. There is also another huge limitation is inside realms. For some reason, inside realms, you cannot use the free camera mode. It just doesn't exist. You only have full height and regular height, and still no pets. The pets are not allowed to travel to realms with you. What a shame. This is so strange. It's a huge limitation. I feel like realms would be used so much more if you could actually use pets and the free camera mode in here. Like, look at these, like the outfit challenges in here could look so good. You could have some absolutely incredible shots. Very disappointing, but those are the limitations. In my opinion, the best things about the free camera mode is that you can align certain objects with the camera to create some super cool in-camera effects. For example, look at this well. I mean, you can kind of do this effect even without free camera, just using the regular full height camera. But if you go into the free mode, you can actually adjust and hone in the details, so you can get like this little glow on your character. You could get sparkles. Like this looks pretty cool. Could add a lot of detail to any shot. You can just shoot it through the well, some sparkles, some glow. You can also, for example, one thing that I discovered while I was working on my latest submission for Ursula, you can shoot through the light. I'm not sure if it actually works with any source of light, but it definitely works with this blue one. Creates absolutely stunning effect. If you go into the free mode right here, you can align your camera to be around where the lamp is. If you zoom in and get in the right position, you just get the light without the lamp itself. And you can like use it, position it to make some super cool shots, something like this. And there's so many other tricks with lighting and particles that you can do in camera. And I'm going to make a whole separate video on it. So if you guys have any super cool tricks like this that you discovered to create some cool lighting or particle or any kind of unique in-camera effects, please share them in the comments. And if I see something that I haven't seen before, I will feature it in a video as well. If you want to see that video also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'm going to make multiple videos on Dreamsnaps because I just feel it's such a popular thing right now for a good reason. Oh my god, look at this. I can make this crystal shine. I can make Ursula's throne shine. God, this location is beautiful. Moana is just absolutely following me. I can also make these little bubbles just float into the Dreamsnap, which is pretty cool. There's a lot of tricks like this, so subscribe not to miss that video, and thank you so much for watching. This was basically a complete tutorial on how to use camera in Dreamsnaps. I hope you learned something new. I hope it was useful. I feel like we're getting new players every single day, and it's important to learn these things from the very beginning. I personally myself did not know about free camera mode until probably a month into the game. But when I started, it wasn't that big of a deal. The photos were used mostly for quests, and any photo would do. Now, however, the camera is, once again, the most important tool that you have in your tool set. The Dreamsnaps are absolutely essential in being successful in Disney Dreamlight Valley, so it's very important to get as familiar with the camera tool as possible. So hopefully this video helped you achieve this. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and take care.